back to Brandon Sports Talk, everybody. In today's video, I'll be giving you my Thursday Night Football game picks for the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. But before we get into that, I want to tell you guys that the injury report will be in the link in the description down below. It says injury report in all caps, and the link will be right there in the description box for you guys to see who's injured, who's playing, who's doubtful, who's questionable, and who will be active. Now, before we get into my game pick, I also want to say that the Steelers are 33-6-1 versus the Browns since 1999. Obviously, you guys know that the Browns were established, the new Browns were established in 1999. Before that, they moved to Baltimore. That's the team that became the Ravens. So they were moved to Baltimore. They had a new team in 1999, and this new team, I know they kept the history and stuff like that, but if you really want to look at it, the Browns, basically, this Cleveland Browns team, new organization, started in 99, so that's why they count that. Since 1999, they're 33-6-1. Now, for the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game, I'm going for Cleveland in this game because, for me, Cleveland has the better team. I know Pittsburgh has a good defense, which I'll get to in a second, but the Cleveland Browns, they need to win this game. The Cleveland Browns are 3-6. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 5-4. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, to me, will be a decent team. I always like Mason Rudolph come out the draft from, I think it was Oklahoma State. For Mason Rudolph to be showing now, I want you guys, Pittsburgh Steelers fans who's watching this video, to be very, very careful on your expectations on Mason Rudolph. He's a good quarterback, and he just needs time in the offense. To me, I thought he was going to sit his whole 3 years in this offense until Big Ben was gone, and then he would take over in his fourth year, and they would sign to a contract extension, whatever. But Big Ben got hurt, and obviously he is now in the lineup. You guys have to be patient. They're not letting him throw the ball a lot because he's still working on learning the offense and different things like that. Yes, I know he sat for 1 year, but sitting for 1 year knowing the offense versus coming in and playing a game learning offense is two different things. Sitting down and playing the game is just basically two different things. Everybody knows that. So for this team and the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns do have the edge. Baker Mayfield is, obviously, they came into the draft at the same time, but Baker Mayfield has more experience, and he should be winning more because he has a better offensive talent. I know Mason Rudolph has a better offensive line, if you want to look at it that way, as far as protection, but Mason Rudolph does have the better O-line, but Baker Mayfield has the better receivers. He has the better running backs, duo running backs, now because Kareem Hunt is back. So the Cleveland Browns should win this game based on the fact that they have a better offense, and even though their defense is not all that, elite and special, if you look at the Cleveland Browns offense, 19th, their ranked total offense is 19th, passing offense is 19th, and rushing offense is 13th in the league. If you look at the defense, total defense is 7th, passing defense is 7th, and rushing defense is 27th in the league. So their rushing defense in the Pittsburgh Steelers, their total offense is 28th in the league, passing offense is 27th, and rushing offense is 27th. And the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is 12th, passing defense is 12th, and rushing defense is 16th in the league. So the Cleveland Browns, if you look at the numbers, their rushing offense is 13th compared to the Steelers' rushing defense, which is 16th. Now, if you look as far as rankings, obviously, the Cleveland Browns have a better rushing offense than the Pittsburgh Steelers do have a rushing defense. So that gives the Cleveland Browns an edge automatically with their rushing game. I know it's 3 spots below if you look at different categories and numbers, how they line up. But for me, the Cleveland Browns should have the advantage, especially with the running game, because they are ranked 13th in the league. They're ranked 13th in the league. And as far as Cleveland's defense going against the Steelers' offense's passing offense and rushing offense is both 27th in the league. Now, the Cleveland defense their passing defense is 7th in the league. So the Cleveland Browns should have this game because their passing defense is better, obviously, than the Steelers. I know looking at both defenses, but if you look at just the overall teams and the numbers that they have, the Cleveland Browns on paper, I guess you would say on paper statistically, are better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. But for some reason, the Cleveland Browns have not been able to win this season. Now, since their passing defense is 7th in the league, they should be able to contain Mason Rudolph. Like I said, he's still learning and everything like that, but he is still a good quarterback. I just want to make that disclaimer again. But he's still learning. They're not going to let him throw the ball over the field. So Mason Rudolph should have a pretty good game. But because the Cleveland Browns passing defense is so good, which is top 10 in the league, they should be able to neutralize Mason Rudolph for this game. As far as their rushing defense going up against Pittsburgh's rushing offense, they should have that too because they're higher ranked and they're overall better. Like I said, this Steelers rushing offense is 27th in the league. That's not good at all. So Cleveland should be able to neutralize this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. There's no way that the Pittsburgh Steelers should be even up on them unless, the Cleveland Browns make some mistakes and different things like that. But the Browns should get this game on defense, period. End of the story. The numbers look good. the Cleveland Browns are getting healthy. I know Olivier Vernon is out for this game, but if you just look at the numbers and you look at how they're playing, obviously the numbers reflect on how you're playing. The defense has been playing better than what people have been giving the Cleveland Browns credit for. Just offensively, they can't get it going for some reason. They're scoring, they're getting outblown. The defense was hurt early in the season, but now I think they'll get it back together in this game and go on a good run, a good solid run to end the season. Now, if you look at Pittsburgh's defense going up against Cleveland's offense, Cleveland's offense is 19th in total, but their passing offense, like I said, and their rushing offense, 19th and 13th in the league. Now, the Steelers' defense passing is 12th, which is very, very good. Now, the Steelers' passing game should be able to neutralize the Cleveland's passing game. But Baker Mayfield has to step up and be a good quarterback today. He can't make mistakes. Minka Fitzpatrick has been balling. He might get Defensive Player of the Year. But Baker Mayfield has to step up. He's going up against a top 15, I guess you would say, top 15 passing defense. This Steelers passing defense is for real. Minka Fitzpatrick can pick the ball off from anywhere on the field. He's a ball hawk, and he knows where the ball's going to be. So that's what Baker Mayfield has to watch out for in this game. Now, with the Steelers rushing defense, which is 16th in the league, which is still good, right outside the top 15, but it's still good. The Cleveland Browns, their rushing offense is 13th. Now, obviously, their rushing offense for Cleveland has been good. Nick Chubb is about to hit 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. Last year, he ran for 996 yards. So this year, Nick Chubb he's been their ball hawk, if you want to put it that way. He's been running the ball very, very well for this team, solidly all year, but it's just the passing game for the Cleveland Browns that everybody's concerned with. And this game, this passing defense versus the Cleveland Browns passing offense, Cleveland has to get it going. Odell Beckham Jr. has to get open more for Baker Mayfield. The same thing with Jarvis Landry. The same thing for Rashad Higgins. These guys have to get open. I know it's going to be tough against the Steelers, but overall, if you look at the team in general, the Cleveland Browns are a better football team. They just haven't been showing it all year. Now, I know you guys want to say coaching advantage goes to Mike Tomlin. Yes, it does. Freddie Kitchens has been out of his wazoo. He does not know what he's doing this year. And right now, that's very, very bad for a team that has this much talent. He cannot continuously make dumb play calls in this game. I feel like, in my opinion, if Freddie Kitchens loses this game, he's fired by tomorrow morning. He's going to be fired Friday morning, and they'll make somebody an interim coach. Now, their offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, I think that's how you say his name. Now, with him being the offensive coordinator, if he did become interim coach, I would not trust him because I didn't trust him in Tampa Bay with Jameis Winston. And I know a lot of people saying, oh, well, he's the offensive coordinator. Look what happened with Jameis when he was under him. Well, there's your proof. I know Jameis Winston threw for a lot of yards, and Ryan Fitzpatrick, that's basically, I think, like a top 5 offense last year, but it doesn't matter. Jameis Winston was not the same under him as he was when Dirk Cutter was the offensive coordinator. So like I said, Cleveland Browns, if they lose this game, it's over. They're going to be 3-7. The farthest they can be is 9-7. Like I said, they're 3-6, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are 5-4 coming up. Now, I do think that the Pittsburgh Steelers probably will go 8-8 this season and, regroup by next season. But the Cleveland Browns, this is their game. This game is all for Cleveland Browns. They're at home with these fans. Now, the fans may turn a little bit because of what Baker Mayfield said about them. But in this matchup right here, the Cleveland Browns, they have no choice but to win, because if they don't and they go 9-7, that's going to be very, very hard to get into the playoffs. For me, like I said, Freddie Kitchens might get fired, or he might get fired next week, or they might just scrap the season and say, hey, we're going to fire him at the end of the season if they do not win this matchup. Like I said, I'm picking the Cleveland Browns to win this game. They have to win this game. And if Mason Rudolph outplays Baker Mayfield, that's going to look horrible on Baker Mayfield, especially because Mason Rudolph is being limited so far on the offense this season. Don't get it twisted, y'all. He's not out there throwing. They're limiting him offensively. So Baker Mayfield has to outperform him. So let me know in the comment section down below who you picking to win this game, Cleveland or Pittsburgh. Let me know in the comment section down below. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, right? Like the video, share the video with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with more videos. Thank you for watching. Until next time, guys. Peace.